And if that concept is proved, certainly will scale, because since there will be a profit will come, so with this profit we can scale up this project, as well as we can also ask our social venture capitalists or even the banks or others to invest for this. So there is a huge opportunities of scale up of this project, because every person needs your shoes. So even I found I also have some discussion with a person in my classmate for the Walmart. They also sometimes outsource for the product is done by the women. So you can also link with the global market if this if this venture moved ahead. And these are the people are making shoes. This industry is already there. So we need a mentorship as well as some sort of even financial capital, so that we can, we have some money, but we also need to add so that we can set up this business. So I'll be very happy if you give us your advice, so that really we can launch this project as a social business. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's give a big applause. Thank you. Thank you.
And the last one is my ability is stronger than my disability.
Yeah, okay. Very good. We emphasize on the ability part. Yeah. Now it's time for questions. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Thank you for a good presentation. Good idea. But I'm wondering whether you have facility for these workers to stay there, because these are disabled people. How they come to your like industry, how they'll come? Do you have any plan on this? Like how having a house for them or facility for their residents? Because I have seen, just share my experience, I have seen a project in China. They do work like this, but these are different work. But they have the facility, all facility for the disabled people, so that they don't have to worry about their food, their laundry, their research, because they can work for full time mentally with the project. So because for disabled people, every day coming to office is not an easy task, because they have to, somebody has to carry them. Because that's my experience.
Yes, for last 20 years we are working in the community for development of disabled people. Only thing we are introducing is the social business in their own community. So the people who are here, their production unit is in their community. So every day they can come and go, and it is very and it is not a big infrastructure. All these things are very handmade. So even in their home they can make, if we can distribute the responsibilities. So it is in their own community. It is there. So that is not a big problem for them to come and go.
Thank you. Any more question? Yes, please.
Since they are disabled person, my question is to you that is there any proper action about the environment? I think whether the environment is healthy for them or not.
Very good question. If there is will, there is way. Even to come this building to this room, it was very challenging for me, because there is no elevator. But many people from this house helped me to pull my wheelchairs and come here, because I wanted to attend this program. Last 24 hours I traveled from US to Dhaka, and I just took 1 hour shower and I came here. So I think that is, yes, in the environment is a big problem for disabled people, but the biggest problem is the negative attitude of the society. If we make our mindset change, if we can change our attitude, I think disabled people can do anything and everything what even the non-disabled people can do.
Good point. Let's give a big applause for him. Thank you. Thank you for coming all the way from US and attending this lab. Farid.
Yeah, two questions. One is, why only sandal? Why not shoe? You could add shoe as a product also. Whatever we have seen, only sandals. The second point is, the price that has been set seems to be too low. Last time we were saying that was high, but it's only 500, 600. But if you go to the market, we don't get any sandal which is only 600 taka or 650 taka.
Yes, sir. If we start with a very simple thing, then we can get success very easily. To produce sandals is very easy thing. When the disabled people produce these sandals, then get their confidence increase, and slowly they can go for the complicated things also. Even there is also some pairs who they face even produce already also shoes. So we bring here only sandals. So I think they can produce even their shoes. And about the price, we are newcomer. We have to access in the market. So we are just, instead of considering very high price, we just minimum price we have thought, and certainly we'll, like others, when we'll have access to the market, our price will also increase, because we came here for business, but the purpose is to create employment for disability. So, according to the demand in the market, we'll also set the price.
Good. Thank you. Any more? Comments, questions? Yes,
Yes,
please. Yes, please.
আমি প্রথমে ধন্যবাদ জানাবো যে আমাদের দেশের ডিসেবল পারসনদের নিয়ে আপনি চিন্তা করছেন এবং তাদেরকে প্রোভাইড করার জন্য খুব ভালো ধরনের কর্মের ব্যবস্থা করে দিয়েছেন, সেজন্য আমি আন্তরিকভাবে আবারও ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। নাম্বার 2, এতে করে বেগার যে সমস্যাটা আছে, অন্যান্য বিশ্বের মধ্যে যে দরিদ্রতম দেশগুলো আছে তাদের মধ্যে বাংলাদেশে বেগারদের সংখ্যা কাউন্টেবল একটা বিষয়। তো এই বিষয় বেগারদের সমস্যাটা কমে আসবে, এটা একটা বড় একটা ভালো দিক। আর আপনার প্রোডাক্টের গুণগত মানগুলো আমি দেখেছি, অন্যান্য অনেক প্রোডাক্টের চেয়ে আপনার গুণগত মান অনেক ভালো, আলহামদুলিল্লাহ। তো আমি আপনাকে অনুরোধ করব ডিজাইনগুলা বর্তমান বাজারে যে ধরনের ডিজাইন পাওয়া যায় সেই ধরনের ডিজাইনের সমতুল্য বা এর চেয়ে ভালো আরো ডিজাইন ইনক্রিজ করার জন্য। ধন্যবাদ।
আপনার পরিচয়টা একটু বলুন।
আমি গাজীপুর থেকে আসছি, মোহাম্মদ আকরামুল হক ভুইয়া।
Okay, can I answer, sir? First, I have serious objection about your comment. Disabled people are not beggar. I am not a beggar. None of my colleagues who are sitting here are beggar. The society looked us as beggar. If you see disabled people in the street, then they are beggar. But not even the 0.5% of disabled people are beggar. They are very much potential people. In my 20 years, I have created thousands of leaders in the community who are taken the role to change the society, to change the attitude of the people, and they are working as like other people. Now I came here to create entrepreneur from disabled community, and hopefully they will be a very successful entrepreneur if really we can launch this program. We have already started, but certainly we need mentorship and guidance from Mohammad Yunus and also this Yunus Center. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good.
I think I wanted to add a point which you have already mentioned. ADD, if you know that ADD was or is an NGO, isn't it? So from NGO to a social enterprise, social business enterprise, that's a big change. That's what I had been trying to change our, we are also working as development partners for NGOs. We provide most of our grants to NGOs for livelihood improvement of forest dependent communities. So I think I had been working, I had been watching your activities since 2000. I was working in Rajshahi district, and ADD was an NGO. They were taking money from other donors, spending it. So now they are saying that no, it's not only taking and giving, rather we can do something engaging our people. But there were two more questions, two more suggestions from the last person. One was, you can consider product quality. I mean, product quality is good, what he said, that's encouraging, but you can improve upon the design. There are some, in market there are some good designs of sandals and shoes, so you can adopt those. And second point that he said is about the initiative is really appreciating.
Sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I already told before, because last 20 years I worked for social change, but that is not sufficient. We need economic empowerment. we need employment for disabled people. So now we are also shifting our focus, and we thought that is this unit will be completely a different unit than ADD Hot We Are, because it had to be registered as a company, and it will follow the principles of social business, and hopefully the whole it means business will run through the it means business norms and values and principles.
Any more? Yes, please.
Thank you.
Last question.
I'm Mustafiz from Save the Children. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful presentation. I would say not disabled people, superbly able people. And sir, would you please tell me 20 years from now, where do you want to see your venture? And in order to get there, what would be your strategy? Have you thought like that?
Sorry, I could not follow.
Okay, so 20 years from now, because why I'm asking this question, because in terms of CSR issue, there are lots of criticism because disability issues are not addressed by CSR. And we can see here you have come up with your social business plan. So let's say 20 years from now, or after a certain period of time, where do you want to see your business? And in order to get there, what would be your strategy? Thank you.
I mentioned before that is only 90% people with disabilities are unemployed. So it means only 10% people has access for employment. So certainly within 20 years in our society, at least we'll try to reduce 20% unemployment of disabled people. And CSR may not respond us, but certainly if we can produce it means quality shoes, the community people will buy, I can guarantee you.
Thank you. Last question. Yes, please.
আমি প্রথমে অভিনন্দন জানাচ্ছি আমাদের অবহেলিত এই ডিসেবিলিটিদেরকে নিয়ে আপনি কাজ করছেন। আমার প্রশ্ন হলো এখানে কি অন্ধরাও কাজ করতে পারে কিনা, এবং ভবিষ্যতে আপনি আপনার এই প্রজেক্টটা কি আরো বড় করে আরো অনেক ডিসেবল লোকদের জন্য দ্বার খুলে দিবেন কিনা? ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you. Farid.
The question is, first of all, there is congratulations for taking such a wonderful initiative. The question was whether visually challenged people are addressed or is addressed through ADD's program.
When we are working for social change, yes, they are there. And even for, there is it's been different types of disabilities, low vision and moderate, and it means severe disabilities is there. So only 50% people who are severely disabled, sometimes they face challenge, but the people who have low vision, they are also working in that group. And even it means the people who cannot see, through touching, there is many different type of work. If they are trained and repetitive work, they can do such kind of work. So, of course, this business is also, it means for them. And yes, we are starting with shoe business, but we can explore other areas because we are social entrepreneurs. So even the business, what will be suitable for them, we can develop that also. We are newcomer here. We learn from years. Thank you very much. You are giving lots of suggestion and other things. And through business, we want to solve the unemployment problem of Bangladesh. And I am very much confident it can happen.
আমি আরেকটা প্রশ্ন করতে পারি? আমরা যেহেতু শিক্ষা বিভাগের সাথে জড়িত ছিলাম স্কুল কলেজে, এখনো অনেক মানে যারা সুবিধা বঞ্চিত তাদের সঙ্গেও আছি আমরা। আমার প্রশ্ন হলো আমাদের ইডেন কলেজে, তিতুমির কলেজে অন্ধ দেখেছি, ডিসেবলও দেখেছি। আপনারা কি এই শিক্ষিত নারী পুরুষকে আনার জন্য কোনো প্রচেষ্টা নিচ্ছেন কিনা?
In our business plan, there is also we need human resource who may not be worker, because we need accountant, we need manager, we need CEO, we need person who can deal the human resource or marketing. So the educated disabled people, they can perform that role. Even in my organization where I am working, more than 50% staffs are people with disabilities, and some of them are here maybe. And so I think, and another opportunity, we are also working to change the policies. I was denied to get employment in Public Service Commission, but this government has introduced 1% quota for disabled people, and I filed a case in the High Court, and the High Court gave instruction to the Public Service Commission, and following that instruction, they are now recruiting disabled people. So we are working for multiple approach, but social business is one of them to address the poverty of the poorest of the poor. Even where the educated disabled people can work as employee at different role.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Musharraf, for your excellent presentation. Let's give a big applause.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, we can assure you that we'll give our highest consideration for this project, because we give a high priority to this particular group of people in our society who have been left outside the society. How to bring them with self-respect and dignity so that they can build their own life with their own ability. So we will emphasize that. The question of blind people also came, who are visually impaired people. We already have a project going on. It's a book binding. Yes? And candle making. So there are projects already for the blind as a social business, which we adopted in the previous labs. So this would be a new one. And as I said, we'll put all our resources possible so that we can not only build it, we can expand it. And also we'll be very happy to work closely with ADD, because you already have the network of people which we are not familiar. And look for opportunities like this one and many other such opportunities, so that this will not be the only one that they will be doing. Depending on their own skill level, they have, like women, handicapped people, they have their own skill, but they cannot express in many different ways. So how to use their skill set for the purpose of creating social business. So we'll be very happy to work together with you and through your organization. Thank you. Let's give another applause for them. And if all of them who are attending on behalf of your project, let's give another applause for them also. Yeah. Thank you. Now the last project today to be considered is presented by Jahangir Alam, and it's a Jahangir Engineering Workshop.
আমার নাম মোহাম্মদ জাহাঙ্গীর আলম, আমার বাড়ি বেলঘরিয়া, স্বস্তিপুর, কুষ্টিয়া। আমার আম্মা একজন গ্রামীণ ব্যাংকের সদস্য, দীর্ঘ পেনশনপ্রাপ্ত। আমি গ্রামীণ ব্যাংক থেকে শিক্ষা ঋণ নিয়ে অর্থনীতিতে মাস্টার্স শেষ করেছি। এখন গত 5 বছর ধরে ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং ওয়ার্কশপ পরিচালনা করছি। আমার বর্তমান ব্যবসার অবস্থা, আমি গত 5 বছর আগে 2,50,000 টাকা নিয়ে আমার ব্যবসা শুরু করি। আমি মূলত কৃষিকাজে ব্যবহৃত যন্ত্রপাতি তৈরি করি, যা কৃষকের কৃষিকাজকে আরো সহজ করে দেয়। বর্তমান আমার ব্যবসায় মূলধন 5,20,000 টাকা। আমার এই ব্যবসায় ইনকাম থেকে সংসারের খরচ বহন করি। আমার তৈরিকৃত পণ্যের ছবি। এরপরে আপনারা দেখতে পারবেন যে আমার ওয়ার্কশপ থেকে তৈরিকৃত ধান মাড়াই করা অটো মেশিন, যা কৃষকরা সহজেই সরাসরি ধান খড় থেকে আলাদা করতে পারে। এবং আরো কিছু ছবি আপনারা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন, যা আমার ওয়ার্কশপ থেকে তৈরি করা। এরপরে দেখতে পাচ্ছেন কিছু কাগজপত্র, যা আমি আমার ব্যবসার আয় ব্যয় হিসাব করে থাকি। গত ডিসেম্বর মাসের আয় ব্যয় হিসাব করে আমি মোট 16,000 টাকা প্রফিট করি, যেখানে আমার বেতন ধরা ছিল মাত্র 10,000 টাকা। অতিরিক্ত বিনিয়োগ প্রয়োজন। আমি এই ব্যবসাকে অনেক লাভজনক হিসাবে দেখতে পাচ্ছি এবং কৃষকের কাছে আমার উদ্ভাবিত পণ্যের অনেক চাহিদা আছে। তাই আমি আমার ব্যবসা বর্ধিত করতে চাই। আমি আরও কিছু নতুন মেশিনারি যেমন গোল্ডেন ভারত লেড মেশিন, ড্রিল মেশিন, হাওয়া মেশিন ইত্যাদি ক্রয় করতে চাই। আমার ব্যবসা বর্ধিতর জন্য 6,50,000 টাকা প্রয়োজন। প্রকল্পের বর্ণনা। আমার ব্যবসা প্রতিষ্ঠানটি বেলঘড়ায় অবস্থিত, যা কুষ্টিয়া থেকে 10 কিলোমিটার দক্ষিণে। আমার নতুন প্রকল্প শুরু করতে মোট 11,70,000 টাকা দরকার, যার মধ্যে আমার বর্তমান 5,20,000 টাকা আছে এবং 6,50,000 টাকা বাহিরের বিনিয়োগ আশা করছি। আমার বর্ধিত প্রকল্পটি কিছু নতুন মেশিনারিজ নিয়ে শুরু করব, যেখানে আমি আরও কিছু নতুন প্রোডাক্ট তৈরি করতে চাই। আমার মেন প্রোডাক্ট হবে ধান মাড়াই অটো মেশিন, গম মাড়াই অটো মেশিন ও মালামাল মেরামত করে এই ব্যবসা থেকে আরও আয় হবে। আমি আশা করি 3 বছরের মধ্যে 6,50,000 টাকা এবং হস্তান্তর ফিস পরিশোধ করিতে পারব। আমি মে মাস থেকে নতুন প্রকল্প শুরু করার আশা করছি। আমার ব্যবসায়ের লক্ষ্য আমার নিজের কর্মসংস্থান সৃষ্টি করা এবং কৃষি যন্ত্রপাতি তৈরি করে স্থানীয় কৃষকের কৃষিকাজে সহায়তা করা ও অন্যের কর্মসংস্থান সৃষ্টি করা। নতুন প্রকল্পের ধারণা। কৃষিকাজে ব্যবহারের জন্য নতুন নতুন পণ্য উৎপাদন করে কৃষককে সহায়তা করা, যেমন অটো রাইস মেশিন, অটো গম মাড়াই মেশিন, হলার মেশিন কৃষকের কৃষিকাজকে আরও সহজতর করবে। অটো রাইস ও গম মাড়াই মেশিনের পাশাপাশি আমি বছরে 25টা ইজি বাইক তৈরি করতে চাই। আমার কাস্টমার শুধু কুষ্টিয়াতেই নয়, আমি সারা বাংলাদেশ থেকে অর্ডার পেয়ে থাকি ও মালামাল তৈরি করে বিক্রয় করে থাকি, যেমন চুয়াডাঙ্গা, মেহেরপুর, যশোর, পাবনা, বরিশাল ইত্যাদি। আগামী 5 বছরের আয় ব্যয় হিসাব আপনারা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন। 5 বছরে একটি আয় ব্যয় হিসাব করেছি, যেখানে প্রথম বছরে সব খরচ বাদ দিয়ে আমার প্রায় 3,30,000 টাকা থাকবে। এভাবে পঞ্চম বছরে আমি প্রায় 5,60,000 টাকা লাভ করব। 5 বছরের ক্যাশ ফ্লো এখন আপনারা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন। 5 বছরে আমার ক্যাশ ফ্লো স্টেটমেন্ট, যেখানে আমি প্রথম 3 বছরে সম্পূর্ণ টাকা পরিশোধ করে দিতে পারবো এবং 5 বছর শেষে আমার ব্যবসায় মূলধন দাঁড়াবে প্রায় 14 লক্ষ টাকা। ব্যবসার ঝুঁকি। সকল ব্যবসার মতো আমার ব্যবসায়ও ঝুঁকি আছে, যেমন অতিরিক্ত মালামাল মজুত করা, আগুন লাগা, বৈদ্যুতিক সমস্যার কারণে সময় মতো মালামাল ডেলিভারি দিতে না পারা। সমস্যার সমাধান। আমি সবসময় চেষ্টা করব আগে পণ্যের অর্ডার নিয়ে কাঁচামাল ক্রয় করব, আগুন নিভানোর সিলিন্ডার দোকানে রাখব, বৈদ্যুতিক সমস্যার জন্য অফ পিক আওয়ারে কাজ করব, নিয়মিত মেশিনারি সেফটি চেক করব।
এখানে থামো। থ্যাংক ইউ।
সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, তুমি তো থেমে গেছো। থ্যাংক ইউ। লেটস গিভ হিম a big applause. Okay, now ready for translation.
Yeah.
Thank you. For it.
Jahangir Engineering Workshop. He comes from Kustia. His mother was a Grameen Bank loanee. He also took loan for his education. He took 55,000 and he is graduated or postgraduate. He did his postgraduate in economics. He is an agricultural equipment producer. His total capital is 520,000 now, and he is earning his livelihood from that. He produces rice husking mill and also mat. In last year, December, he made an inventory of his stock, and he found that he has, considering 10,000 taka as his monthly salary, he made a net profit of taka 16,000. So altogether, he has now in his shop, total capital is 650,000, and he wants to, total capital is 520,000, and he wants to scale it up to 1.17 million 11,70,000, and he needs 650,000 additional funding. His vision is he wants to establish, he wants to supply more and more rice husking machine, wheat shredder, and also he's making 25 easy bike. That's a kind of bike produced in Bangladesh. It's battery operated bike. He produces 25 bikes a year. He considers that if this business goes well, he would be able to pay back entire amount of 6,50,000 within 3 years. So first year, his profit would be about 330,000, and in the 5th year, his net profit would be 560,000. Again, at the end of 5th year, his capital would stand at 14 lakh. Only problem he envisages is fire and unsustainable electricity. So he considers that he will overcome taking appropriate measure for fire control, and also for electricity he will use off-peak time as best time for production of machineries. Thank you.
Thank you for it. Now it's time for questions.
প্রথম বছরে 3 লাখ টাকা লাভ করবে বলছে, কিন্তু এক্সিস্টিং ব্যবসার যে মূলধন আছে যেটা 5,20,000 টাকার মতো, সেটা দিয়ে মাত্র 16,000 টাকা লাভ করছে। এই এক বছরে 16,000 করে এই অতিরিক্ত 6 লাখ টাকা বিনিয়োগ করে কিভাবে 3 লাখ টাকা লাভ করবে, এটা একটা প্রশ্ন। আরেকটা প্রশ্ন করে রাখি, সেটা হলো যে ওই ইজি বাইকগুলো উনি কি এখন অভিজ্ঞতা আছে, উনি কি এখন বানাচ্ছেন, সেই অভিজ্ঞতা কাজে লেগে বানাবেন না নতুন করে উনি এটা শুরু করতে চান? এই দুটো প্রশ্ন আমার। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Well, the question is, at the moment his capital is 560,000 and his net profit at the end of December 2013 was 16,000. Then is it not ambitious to consider that 300,000 would be earned from 1.1 million taka? That's one point, that whether the calculation is right or not. And second point is Easy Bike, whether he will start that business afresh or he is already producing Easy Bike now.
ধন্যবাদ। 16,000 টাকা শুধু ডিসেম্বর মাসের আয় দেখানো হয়েছে, 16,000 টাকা। ওটা এক বছরের না, শুধু এক মাসের, লাস্ট গত ডিসেম্বর মাসের। আর ইজি বাইক যেটা আমি আমাদের এলাকাতে ইজি বাইক তৈরি করা হয়, সেখানে আমি কিছুদিন মানে ট্রেনিং দিয়েছিলাম লেখাপড়ার পাশাপাশি। এখন আমি নিজেই আমার প্রতিষ্ঠানটি পরিচালনা করি। সেখানে আমার হেড মিস্ত্রি আছে, আর অন্যান্য মিস্ত্রিবর্গ যারা আছে তাদেরকে আমি পরিচালনা করি। তারাই আমাদের এগুলো ইজি বাইকটা বানায় দেয়, আমি মালামালের যোগান দিই। ধন্যবাদ।
তুমি এখন বানাচ্ছো?
জি, আমার মিস্ত্রিরা এগুলো তৈরি করে।
মানে এখন কি তৈরি করেছো কয়েকটা, না এখনো হয়নি?
জি স্যার, তৈরি করেছি।
সেটাই জানতে চাচ্ছিলাম। ঠিক আছে, ফরিদ।
There was a wrong interpretation, or we could not rightly got the figure from the presentation. 16,000 taka was not for the entire year, rather it was only for December. We thought that it was for the entire year. So that's one correction. And second point is Easy Bike, whether he received any training or not. He said yes, he has received training, and he has also employees who are producing Easy Bike now. He has already that business in his farm.
Thank you. Question? Yes, Saleha.
স্যার, এটা একটু জানার জন্য যে ইজি বাইক এটা কি সরকার তো ওই অঞ্চলে কিছু গাড়ি বানায় যেগুলো নসিমন করিমন এরকম, ওগুলোর তো পারমিশন নাই, মাঝে ওইটার একটা নিষেধাজ্ঞা আছে। ওনার এটা কি এই জাতীয় কোনো কিছু, এই ইজি বাইকটা এটা দেখতে চেহারা ওইরকম লাগতেছে, ওই জন্য প্রশ্ন করলাম।
Well, there are some homemade or locally manufactured vehicle, which we call Nosimon and Corimon. The vehicle that is seen is like Nosimon and Corimon. This is not like typical easy bike. So if it is Nosimon and Corimon like product, then there is embargo from the government in operation of those vehicles in the market on the street. So it has to be cleared whether this is easy bike or this is Nosimon Corimon.
বলবে জাহাঙ্গীর?
এগুলো স্যার নসিমন করিমন না স্যার, এগুলো টেম্পো আর ইজি বাইকের মালগুলো যেগুলো বিদ্যুতে চলে, এগুলোর যশোরে অনেক কিছুই পাওয়া যায়। আমরা অর্ডার হলে সেখান থেকে এসে সেটিং করে দিই, আর মূলত এটা টেম্পো গাড়ি স্যার। নসিমন করিমন এগুলো স্যার তৈরি করি না।
ইজি বাইকের ছবি এখানে নাই?
জি না স্যার, ইজি বাইকের ছবিটা নাই স্যার।
সেটা ইজি বাইক হলো রিকশা, রিকশার সঙ্গে একটা
জি
মোটর
স্যার,
লাগিয়ে দেওয়া,
জি স্যার,
ব্যাটারি এবং মোটর। এটা এখানে ইজি বাইকের চেহারা নাই, সেজন্য গোলমাল হচ্ছে। এটা অন্য জিনিস দিয়েছে, এটা টেম্পো।
এটা স্যার টেম্পো স্যার।
টেম্পো জিনিস।
No, he's producing easy bike, and easy bike is like Tempo, which is found in India and Bangladesh. So he's producing Tempo type of easy bike.
না, ইজি বাইকটা ভিন্ন। আমি যা বুঝলাম, এখানে ইজি বাইকের চেহারা নাই, ছবি নাই। এটা হলো টেম্পোর ছবি। ইজি বাইক ইজ ডিফারেন্ট।
Okay, so he's producing easy bike. Easy bike is different.
আসলে স্যার ইজি বাইকটা হলো ঠিক যেটাকে আমরা বেবি ট্যাক্সি বলি, এইরকমই দেখতে। বিশেষ করে নর্থ বেঙ্গলের প্রত্যেকটা ডিস্ট্রিক্টে এখন রিক্সার চেয়ে ইজি বাইকটাই বেশি, এবং ওইটা চালু আছে, ওইটার জন্য কোনো বিধিনিষেধ নাই। এক, দুই হলো জাহাঙ্গীর ইকোনমিক্সে মাস্টার্স, আমাদের নবীন উদ্যোক্তা, ও নিজে এটা পরিচালনা করতেছে মিস্ত্রি দিয়ে, এবং বিশেষ করে যেহেতু কৃষি যন্ত্রপাতি তৈরি করতেছে, এখন কিন্তু গ্রামে গঞ্জে আমরা সবসময় যাই, আপনারাও যান, দেখবেন যে মানুষ ক্রমান্বয়ে এগুলোর ব্যবহার খুব বাড়তেছে। কাজেই তার এটার সঙ্গে শুধু ইজি বাইকই না, এটার সঙ্গে মেইন তার হলো কৃষি যন্ত্রপাতি, যেটা কথা বলছে। কাজে এগুলো দিন দিন চাহিদা বাড়তেছে, তো আমি মনে করি যে এই প্রজেক্টটা খুব ভালো হবে।
ফরিদ?
Well, Jahangir, his main business is first of all, in northern part of Bangladesh, manual rickshaw is replaced by easy bike. Easy bike is almost like three-wheelers in Bangladesh, so it's battery operated. And Jahangir's main business is producing agricultural implements or agricultural equipments, and along with agricultural equipments, he will be producing in easy bike.
Thank. Any more question? Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. I have two questions. You have mentioned that you will work on off-peak time due to electricity problem. My first question is that, is it possible to ensure the production demand properly by working on off-peak time? And second one is, how you will manage time machine with the customer as well as worker working with you?
এবার জবাব দিতে পারবে জাহাঙ্গীর?
ধন্যবাদ। অফ পিক আওয়ারে যেটা ম্যানেজ করা যাবে, সবসময় তো বিদ্যুৎ যায় না, হয়তো প্রতিদিনই সমস্যা থাকে না, সমস্যা কোনো সময় আসে, সেটা অফ পিক আওয়ারে শ্রমিকের ওভারটাইম দিয়ে দ্রুত যে মেশিনটার চাহিদা, যা অর্ডার আগে থাকবে, যাকে আগে দিতে হবে, সেটা সেক্ষেত্রে ওভারটাইম দিয়ে, মানে পার্ট টাইম ছাড়া অন্য টাইমে কাজ করে সে মেশিনটা ডেলিভারি দেওয়াটা সম্ভব স্যার।
So power failure is not always it persists only for an hour or few hours. So the time that would be elapsed due to power failure would be met through working during off peak. So it's not the case that always there will be power cut.
Let's conclude here. This will be the last presentation, so let's give a big applause for Jahangir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jahangir. So we have presented in all 6 projects. 3 of them Nobin-Udyokta project and 3 of them are open projects. Now we will be discussing each one of them in separate groups. So there will be 6 groups sitting separately and discussing the pros and cons of these projects and come up with their conclusion. Now there will be announcement how this will be arranged, and Khoshu will do that, or Lamia will do that. Yeah.
There's 6 groups. The list is given here to everybody. And groups A, B, and C will be in this room. And group D, E, and F is outside, but you have the guides with their, you can just follow. If your name is on the list, please follow the person with your letter. They will take you to the right place. So A, B, and C will remain in this room. And we have 45 minutes for discussion. So now it's 1:45 until 1:30.
The third issue that came up was whether or not the products could be diversified. It was identified that at this point, since the entire project is focused on seeds itself, perhaps this could be thought about a little later. Finally, there was a cost comparison. One of the experts in the group said that she was producing the same seeds at Taka 10 in Dhaka, whereas the seeds being produced in the Chittagong Hill Tracts is done at Taka 18. And the discrepancy in the cost arises due to the use of electricity as opposed to compressed natural gas or gas in the production. So I hope I've covered all the issues, because this is the new format that we are using while assessing the projects and not exactly going by the questionnaire. Thank you.
Thank you for your remarks. Now, questions, comments on the group. Other groups can raise questions on this group. I don't see anybody doubting this project anymore. Okay, let's give a big hand to Prometheus and the group, everybody who did that. Let's go to group B.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I am presenting the report on behalf of Group B. Name of the project, Shahidul Motor Parts Shop and Workshop. It's a Nobin-Udyokta project. Project Bandhu, Mr. Sheikh Abdul Dayan, and team leader, Mr. Abdul Hai Khan. Nature of the project, body making of CNG and repair and maintenance of CNG and motorcycle as well, and sales spare parts. Issues to be examined: does the project clearly state the primary objectives and list of subsidiary objectives? Yes, the project clearly states the primary objective. Issues number 2, is the product and service well defined? Yes. Does the business plan appears to be adequate and realistic? It is also yes. Does the entrepreneur look dependable? Yes. He is working for 10 years on this side business. Does the project size look appropriate? It's also yes, and break-even point is also achievable. So recommendation is, it's a good project and ready for serious consideration, with a suggestion to collect TIN certificate if necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. This is the motor parts shop. Any question on the motor parts? Everybody's happy today. They don't want to pick up any more trouble. The last one in this first group is tank cleaning.
Mr. Afsar Kamal sir, Honorable MD Gramin Shakti. Overall on grading code, this is a fantastic idea, and our group recommendation was it's a reasonable and workable project, issued to be examined. Does the project clearly state the primary objective? We said yes, and list the subsidiary objective on the few issued like clean, health, reasonable and affordable price. It is yes again. Does the product and service well defined? We said again yes. Does the business plan appears to the adequate and realistic? We say it here needs further analysis. Does the entrepreneur look dependable? We said yes, as he is running this business last 2 years. And does the project size look appropriate? We said needs evaluation, and our committee advice that go to increase it gradually. Does the break-even point achievable? We said yes. Overall, our recommendation was needs improvements. That was mentioned earlier. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we have this. Any question now on this one? Okay, finally we found a question.
Again, yes, sir. Quick question on how many houses is this business currently catering to? This is something that I asked before as well. How many houses are you actually catering to now, and are you restricted to houses or commercial buildings as well? And in which areas are these? This is for...
Now I already done near about 160, and I have 2,000 member in the meantime. You got a book where I collecting the members, and I done household and commercial both side. 160 I already completed.
And what is the exact costing for that? For each time that you do?
On average, 2,500. This is 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 like this. But on average, I can say
right.
2,000.
And are you currently covering all your costs? Are you breaking even right now?
Not yet.
Right. Okay.
What do you mean by the members? You said so many members.
Sorry?
You mentioned that you have 2,000 members.
Yeah, I have I made this book last 1 month ago, and I collecting the members. There is a member form. My marketing people.
What do they do once they become a member? Just to know, what do they do?
They member. Just this is the form. I collecting the member who is interested to take my service. No, actually, this is the registered customer, not customer list actually.
They are not member, they are registered by them, and they fill up the form only from the clients, household, they not registered, not member.
Survey.
Any more questions? More questions on tank cleaning? Would you like to clean your tank? Is there anybody? We got 1, 2, 3, see? You got a lot of customers here. You get them sign your paper. Signing an agreement for intention that yes, we would like to do that. You see, you already sold your product. Good. Go ahead.
How can UV radiation, ultraviolet radiation, which is harmful, and ozone layer depletion to many causes we know, then how can, is it safe, effective and eco-friendly? Please clear it.
Yeah, I think in the group this question must have been raised because this was in the general discussion.
Actually, now I am working on 4 stages. Final stage is RV radiation. This is not yet started.
The microphone is not working. Can you change that? Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry. Now, actually, I have 5 stages. Now, working on up to 4 stages. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stages not yet started. This will be this I will implement after research and development. If any problem or not.
Any other comment on the groups on this particular issue? Yeah. Yes, here.
Actually, UV radiation is harmful for the human body. Like if you check a Taka note, whether it's fake, you use UV radiation. So UV radiation is not harmful for the note. UV radiation is harmful for your body. So he's using UV radiation to check the tank's cleanliness. So it's not directly affecting you.
Right.
But it will affect the cleaners, no?
It's a level, depends on the level, how much level you are using the radiation. So it must be the affordable level.
Asad.
So it is a proposal from the side of the sponsor, entrepreneur. At present he is using 4 stages. It is the 5th stage he proposed. And if the committee finds it is not harmful for the human body and the regulatory clearance received, then only it will be used. Otherwise, the committee will not recommend, or the Project Bandhu will not recommend the project for this GP ultraviolet program.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's give a big hand for him. Muzammal is done. Now we are Farooq Chaudhry, Farooq Hussain.
Sarami.
Yeah.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. This is Group D, Farouk's Community Information Center. The team leader for the group was Mr. Shamim Anwar, Managing Director of Gramin Shamagri. He is also the Project Bandhu, and we discussed at length about his project. The thing is that he currently has 2 similar stores in Shingair Bajar, and he has taken possession of a new store in a 6-story building, and that new location would be the new cyber cafe. And we discussed at length about that this is a very good project. It states the primary and subsidiary objectives. It's very well defined, and the business plan is very logical, and the entrepreneur looks very dependable. He is a very well-known person in Shingair area, and his mother is a Grameen Bank borrower. His father-in-law is also a Grameen Bank borrower. He already sells Polyphone SIMs in connection with Grameen Telecom, and he is also a partner with us at Grameen Trust. So he and his family are very extensively connected with us. The break-even point and the business logic made sense, so everyone actually agreed and thought that it was a very good project and ready for serious consideration, and overall grade of very good. Some comments that came up was that Farooq needs to develop his skills in software installation and also hardware maintenance, so that if there are problems with his printers and computers, he can readily resolve the crisis. And if there is something serious, then he can actually outsource to mechanics. He could look into equipment and other things that are cheaper and more dependable, so that to reduce his cost, and also maybe to offer better printing qualities and other things. So the overall recommendation from the group was that it is a business that is ready to be considered. Thank you.
Good. Any questions on this one? Information Center. I'm still waiting. Okay, everybody's happy. Let's give him a big hand. So Farooq got his approval. Now we go to E, the disability project. Go ahead.
Hello. The project that we were working on is Sufron. So the leather shoes made by employees with disabilities. Our project leader was Lamia Morshed. Our project Bandhu was Ms. Shamsun Nahar Ahmed. And overall, we give an A for the objectives. They're very clear. We thought that the idea was very good, but we would give a B or a C for the business plan. We would recommend that they revisit it, because the sales, the numbers don't, the sales reflect the increase in productivity, but they don't reflect the increase in employees over the 5 years. The break-even point was unclear, so if they're looking for investments at this point, they should really go back and just revise that. Second, the ownership of the project is unclear. At this point, it's just, the company is not registered, so just to think of who would be the owner in the future and how they would go about this. With regards to the marketing, is it a good idea to create a new independent brand, or is it a good idea to partner with some big organizations like Arong and Apex? We feel that a partnership with a bigger brand would probably give them more leverage with the exposure that these brands have to offer, and would probably be the best way to go about it. And finally, because it is an NGO converting into the social business model, we recommend that they do have some strong business background, just to make sure that the strategies that they're talking about are feasible, especially the business plan, like we said before.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Can we have the comments and questions now? Yes, please.
এখানে ডিজেবল পিপলদের এখানে একটা ছবি আছে যে আওয়ার ডেডিকেটেড ওয়ার্কার্স, এখানে ছবিগুলিতে ডিসেবিলিটি ছবিতে দেখানো হইতেছে, কিন্তু অনেকে এরকম কাজ করে, যেমন মাদার তেরেসা, তারা অনেক ডিসেবিলিটিস বা এরকম ইন্টেলেকচুয়ালি ফিজিক্যালি ডিসেবল পিপল নিয়ে কাজ করে, কিন্তু তারা কোনো ছবি দেয় না। এই ছবিগুলি দিলে এই ডিসেবল পিপলদের মনের উপর একটা আঘাত লাগে। যেমন এরকম এই ছবিগুলি দেওয়া ঠিক কিনা, বা এরকম অসুবিধাগুলি কিন্তু এখন একটা চিন্তার বিষয় সারা বিশ্বে, যে অনেক এরকম পৃথিবীতে সব জায়গায় হইতেছে, কিন্তু এই ছবিগুলা দিলে ওদের অবস্থাটা কি হয়, ওদের মানসিক দিকটা কিভাবে আঘাত লাগে, এই একটা বিষয় আর কি। এটা একটু দেখেন চিন্তা করা যায় কিনা ছবিগুলি না দিয়ে। মাদার তেরেসা তো কোনো ছবি দেয় না। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you. Yes, you would like to respond to that?
Yes, I think Mother Teresa is a great woman, and she started supporting disabled people from charity perspective. There is a welfare perspective. But we are fighting for our rights. Employment is rights of disabled people. So as a disabled people, person I am using a wheelchair, it is nothing to me. As in a few years ago, to be a woman was such kind of things was there, negative things was there. So I think there is 1 billion disabled people in the world, and the disability movement is very strong globally as well as locally. So we don't bother if we have our empowerment, visual or it means physical. If the society accepts us as a human, then all the problem will be solved. It is not a problem if we anybody see our empowerment. We want dignity, and that should be accepted in the society. That's the big challenge.
Thank you. It's all question of how you view the picture. So, by viewing that picture, whether the people in the picture, they're earning their dignity, or it is drawing your mercy. That's the whole critical thing. So if they show that they are on their own, they can take care of themselves, this is dignity, this is their self-respect. And we respect them. By saying it, our respect also comes up that they are on their own. Because usually you see disabled people in a situation they are presented to pour out your sympathy, to pour out your hurt, so that you can go and donate something for them. So that's one that we don't want to see, sure. Like you can ask the same question for Grameen Bank borrowers, women. We show pictures of these women, not to create sympathy, to create that these are dignified women, they are entrepreneurs, they are doing things on their own, and they are very proud of themselves, what they do. And that completely changes the attitude of the society and the people who look at the picture. So when we see the picture which brings dignity to them, self-confidence for themselves, stand out for themselves, then of course these pictures should be shown and shown to everybody. Because we are not here for your mercy or your donations. We are here for our own right. And this is what we do. We are as good as anybody else. When we show your product, you cannot distinguish whether this product was done by a disabled people or someone who's all the capacity intact. So that's what they are fighting for. I think pictures we are shown here are all people who are working. It's very different. They are not sitting on the roadside for drawing your attention. That's not what they're doing. That's the picture we don't want to show. And we don't want to show our country as a beggar too, in that manner. We want to show that we can take care of ourselves. The same thing. Which way you are presenting the case, and how they receive from the viewers, whether they draw respect from them or they draw some of their charity attitude for them. So this is the difference that we have to make. Anyway, so we come to, there are several other questions. Yes, please.
আমার কোশ্চেনটা ছিল যে মানে তখনও আমি এই জিনিসটা বুঝতে চেয়েছিলাম যে এখানে যেহেতু মানে ডিসেবল পিপলদের নিয়ে কাজটা হচ্ছে, তো স্পেশালি এই প্রজেক্টের জন্য আমি জানতে চাচ্ছি যে ডিসেবল পিপলে কিন্তু অনেক ধরনের ক্যাটাগরি হতে পারে। মানে যদি আমরা ফিজিক্যালি ডিসেবলও ধরি তাহলেও কিন্তু তাদের অনেক সমস্যা হতে পারে। কেউ কারো হাত পা নেই, এটা একটা ডিসেবল হতে পারে, কারো চোখের সমস্যা, এটা একটা ডিসেবলনেস হতে পারে। তো আমি জানতে চাচ্ছি স্পেশালি আপনার এই যে প্রজেক্টটা যে প্রজেক্টটা আজকে এখানে আসলো সেই প্রজেক্টটার জন্য কোন ক্যাটাগরি ডিসেবলদেরকে আপনি এখানে চুজ করছেন? থ্যাংক ইউ।
Would you like to respond to that?
Our focus is not to discriminate any person based on disability again. It is access, everybody can come, and physically disabled people are there, and you saw already they have some impairment in their leg, but they are working well. And hearing impaired people, they're fantastic, they can do anything and everything, only they have listening problem. So through sign language or other way, if we can communicate well, then they can do. For even there is mild or moderate, it means mentally challenged people, they are also working repetitive work, and I have visited the centers. And actually, some of the people are just roaming in the street, but when they join this group, they are enjoying their life and the association with others, and they are performing good. And for the visual impairment, for the people who are 100% loss of sight, for them to do some of the work is challenging, but even they can do other things, as sir told in the morning, because some of the visual impaired people are binding khata books, and others are doing other business. So accordingly, we have to diversify our business. So starting with business, but according to their severity of impairment, the visually impaired people also can work.
All kinds of people. There's so many varieties, and they all have one particular ability which they can excel. So if you have very special quality, that special category of people who cannot work on this, they are good for something else, like the visually impaired people that we mentioned. Yes, Asad.
Sir, it's not any question, it's a proposal. As I know, most of the visually impaired patients or diseases is curable. Grameen Healthcare Services may stand beside them to give these services to improve their visual sight.
Good. So they have a facility where they can take care of the eyesights and so on. So if anybody has also that kind of disability, and soon they will be adding hearing disability to address that problem also.
We'll be in touch with the organization, and we'll try to identify them, and if possible, we have some fund also. If they cannot provide financial support, that will be also done.
More, yeah.
It's a humble suggestion, as you are working with the disabled people, looking into the safety factor for any sort of occurrence is too important for the manufacturing unit, because from my own experience, I run a huge manufacturing operation. We focus on safety on the highest priority. So as long as it goes with the disabled people, probably you have to organize certain additional things for safety. Any sort of fire or anything goes wrong, then that can be addressed. Thank you.
I think at this moment we are SMEs, means small enterprise. So I think even the small room or half of this room, we started these things. Certainly our life is first, then those are the things should be addressed. Even although in garment industry you are seeing that is how labor's life are insecure, even in terms of ways, we started to give the fair ways so that they are not discriminated through this project. So certainly all these things, other things will be addressed depending upon the development of the project.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I had a question.
Yes, please.
My question is based on the marketing strategy. I would like to know more about the marketing strategy of your business, because in the long term, tastes and fashions might change. And since you're producing something related to fashion and sandals and shoes, leather shoes, it might change. So have you invested in any sort of research or development facility which would benefit you in the long term?